Good morning. Hello, as they say. I just want to tie the moment of my time to just say that I feel like when you announce Ladies' Night every Sunday, I really think that Bretta and Joyce need to work on some kind of funky, like, drum fill and bass line kind of thing. Something.
That's an excellent idea.
It's an excellent idea. And that's what your pledge can get you, is being able to have ideas. I'm Patrick Funston. I'm canon to the ordinary here in the Diocese of Kansas. My wife and I live in Topeka with our two kids. Her name's Michael, and our kids are Ernine, who just turned 8, and York is 5 and will be 6 in February. And we come to St. Margaret's for a variety of reasons, familial and programmatic, and friendship-wise and historical, and all sorts of reasons why we come to St. Margaret's. And we are very happy and excited to be here as St. Margaret's is writing the next chapter. When thinking about why we give, or why I give, as a Christian, as a member of St. Margaret's, I think about how I give, not because of what I want St. Margaret's to do or think St. Margaret's should be doing, but because of what money does to me and what having money does to me. I'll say a little bit more about that. I find that I live my life as an American, as a human person, in a very transactional way, meaning that I go through life imagining and seeing the way that I use my money in terms of the things that I can anticipate from spending that money, or things that I can get from spending that money. For me, that looks a lot like Legos in streaming services and all sorts of things that I get by either prepaying or by paying something that I am buying. And I find that has an effect on me in how I view my faith and how I view my relationship with my church as well. It's very easy for me to think of my pledge, of my giving, as in a transactional fashion. So I can think, okay, I pledge, I give my money to St. Margaret's because I want to anticipate something that's going to come. I want to make sure that Father Marco knows who I am, so that if I have a surgery or something, I know that he's going to show up at the hospital. Right? I can anticipate that. Or I think about it transactional in another way. I give in response to something I have received. So I'm just so happy that my kids have Children's Chapel here at St. Margaret's. And so I give to St. Margaret's because they have Children's Chapel. But those transactional ways of understanding my money are worldly ways of understanding my money. And I believe and hope that I would give even if those transactions weren't happening. Because when Marco preached today and invited us to think about hallowedness and about the ways that the things in our lives are holy, the people in our lives are holy, and reminded us that the Beatitudes are there because they illustrate to us and show us a different way of being in this world, a way that Christianity can transform us. I think about my giving, and I think about all of our giving, as not about what I can get for what I give, but as giving as a transformational practice in and of itself. Transformation. We give not out of a transactional motivation, getting something for something, but out of a transformational motivation. Everything that I have, everything of who I am, everything of who God has made me to be, is made holy by the one transaction in our faith that actually matters. And that is what Jesus did on the cross. By virtue of Christ's sacrifice, I have been invited, as Ephesians said earlier today, into that inheritance that has been given to me through Christ. And I know that when I give a portion of what God has given to me back, it's not so that I can be known or to buy a program or to curry favor, but because that when I get that notice from our automatic bank withdrawal at the beginning of every month, it reminds me as I begin a month that I have chosen to use my life proactively, to use my funds proactively, to know that part of what I'm giving is to God's benefit, and all that I have gotten is from God as well. It's a reminder and an invitation to be intentional about how I use the rest of my money. All that I have is good and holy, and I do a good job of taking the other 90% of my income and doing unholy things with them. Because the fact of the matter is that I think almost, I don't know, don't tell the bishop, but I think more than prayer, more than worship, more than so many things, giving sacrificially, giving so that I feel it, so that I have to make other choices with the rest of my money, is a spiritual discipline that is as transformational as any other, or more transformational than any other. The discipline of participating in a community, of letting go of control, of saying, I'm giving this money, and I know that the vestry and Marco and Kathy and everybody are going to do the best for this. Giving thanks, giving gratitude, being part of that alternate world, that alternate community that the Beatitudes envision for us and that Christ envisions for us as well. My pledge is a reminder of the holiness of my life and a prayer on my own behalf to make the rest of my life holy as well. Amen.